watching live. Special morning for the show and for me to have Col Don Bacon back with us live. You can come out and join us. We'll be here until 9 o'clock, broadcasting from the patio for a few minutes afterwards. If you want to come by and say hi to Col Don Bacon. We've got food here as well, a chance for you to sign a banner and say hello and say thank you for the Iraq War update that he's been giving to us since August of last year, before he leaves for Ramstein, Germany. Getting back to what we were talking about before the break, about Al Qaeda and their ability to strike. The story, the more stories coming out, and what you've been telling us, about having them on the ropes, but they're still able to launch attacks there. And again, we talked to Lieutenant Colonel Matt Garner on Wednesday about this. He's taken over for you in Iraq. When you are willing to carry out the type of attacks that Al Qaeda has carried out, obviously you're capable of doing anything. He was telling us a recent story about the use of teenage suicide bombers against their will. And again, pointing back out, and I want to go back to what you said before because I think it's important. Because of those tactics, though, a large portion of the people in Iraq turned away from Al Qaeda because of that. Al Qaeda had to know that was going to happen, didn't they? That they were going to lose favor with the people that were supporting them for so long. Was that a strategic blunder on their part, or is it part of a bigger agenda?
I think it has been a strategic blunder. It was counterproductive to do the type of attacks they were doing, the kind of barbaric things that we saw. When I was there, the first month I was there, we found this torture house with literally 3 or 4 dozen people killed by power drills, blow torches, and it was to intimidate that city. It was older people. And so I think it was counterproductive to see that all over Iraq. I'm not sure why they were doing it that way, but I think it was intimidation, it was their tactics, their strategy. I think, though, there was a lot of disagreement in the senior circles of Al Qaeda that this isn't right. So I think there's been some strife at the higher levels. I've seen some evidence of that. Hey, this doesn't make sense. Why are we doing it? But the leadership is still doing it. So I think there was some fissures there, or some tension at the high levels of Al Qaeda that they knew this was counterproductive. They were still doing it.
When it comes to Al Qaeda, is there there was a report that was wrong that you and I actually exchanged some emails on where they thought they had captured. It was the current leader of Al Qaeda. Right, and it wasn't him. Who right now is the grab that, apart from Bin Laden, who's the grab in Iraq that the U.S., like if they got him today, would be like a major score?
But still, Abu al-Mazrou is the number one guy there. He's an Egyptian from Egypt, so he's a foreign terrorist. In fact, all the top leaders of Al Qaeda are not Iraqi. Some are from Saudi Arabia, some from Egypt, some from other countries in North Africa, some from Syria. They get kind of smattering all over the region that's running this organization here. However, I would say that they're not tightly centralized. So even if we took the number 1 guy or the number 2 guy, they have enough cellular structure there that there would still be some terrorist operations. So it would definitely hurt them if al-Masri or the number 2 or the number 3 guy, but they wouldn't kill them. So we have to continue doing what we're doing.
We've been hearing, or I've been reading a lot. You don't have to say we've been hearing, because you don't hear it in the mainstream media. But I've been reading a lot. This, and you can tell me if this is right or wrong. But some of what I've been reading has been, I'm hearing 2 years a lot. I'm hearing 2 years out from now is when the Iraqi government will be up and running to a point where the Iraqi military will be up and running to a point where we would actually see that major reduction in the troop forces there, to where we end up moving more towards just a complete support role. Are you hearing that as well? Do you think that's a reasonable goal, or do you look at it as like, we're still not in the position where even 2 years we want to be making statements like that?
It's hard for me to know. I haven't heard a time frame. I do suspect this summer we'll bring some more troops home. I'm forecasting that. I obviously know Trace is going to have to make that call, but my hunch is that with the trends that we've seen this past month, things are looking better. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes to that conclusion, but we'll obviously have to wait and see. I think there'll be some gradual withdrawals. I don't know how long it will take. I would say, though, that the Iraqi security forces have really grown this past year. The Iraqi government has really grown, and really stepping forward. They're taking the lead now in most of these operations.